You want to come on live stream? Let's get that right at like a good volume. Hang on. Yo, 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 yo. At my house. We'll see. I mean, I am wondering what that stream would even be. What's going on, everybody? Oh man. If you can think of a stream idea. Well, oh, hey, let me see here. Bop, bop, bop. Is that right? Why does it look odd? Are we good there? I guess that's fine. Yo. Surprise guest, my mom. Yeah. What's going on, everyone? So, couple things. Oh, man. I guess housekeeping around here, what all's going on. As always, if you have been playtesting some of the stuff with Vagabond and you would like to give some feedback, go on ahead and pop over into the Vagabond Discord, where people are giving playtest feedback as to their experiences with running the system and everything, and it has led to a lot of very, very cool discussion about what all's been going on and changes and all that good business. And yeah, it's been a really, really, really good time. And ooh, I just caught something I already know I need to fix. Hang on. This needs to go up to second level, I believe, in order to keep it in line with all the other experts. Right, I need to check that with Rogue. Yeah, Q&A with Indestructible. I am terrified of what you might say. Oh, it was at third level for everyone else. Hang on, third there. Hang on. Should be at it's second here. Okay, so it needs to get lined up. So it's supposed to be at second for everyone. And our colleges are giving you quite a lot at second level. Let me see. We'll see how that gets unified here later on. But yeah, you didn't get any Discord ping, so you might want to check that. Oh, about the live stream. Yeah, I know. The Arcane bot that I've been using apparently like is really bad about live stream notifications. So I am working to figure out a different bot to manage all that. It's just been kind of hectic with everything. But yeah, after testing this thing out, trying to do it with like preferred, like so people could opt in to the notifications and everything, Arcane's just not really doing a good job at actually tagging the people whenever it says it will. And yeah, so we will be figuring that out because that is something I want to make sure people get and all that good business. So yeah, hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope you're doing well on this Saturday morning. I know that I have got quite a bit of stuff to catch up on because I did get a really cool amount of playtest feedback. And one of them in particular was from, why does it truncate the name? Come on, disable. J.E. Pling 123 in the Vagabond Discord. So, let me see here. Okay. So, J.E. Pling. Let's see. Yo. J.E. Pling says, did more vagabonding with friends. Here's the feedback. Super effective / max damage with luck feels too strong. It's especially silly with spellcasters or things like the Dragonborn Breath weapon. Okay, now that is actually quite good feedback because what it's telling me right there already, not just that the mechanic may be too good, but the thing is, it reminded me, I haven't actually looked at this in quite a while. So this is a freebie 1d6 damage. I think that it's fine to say as an AoE. We could say that it's 2d6, but here's the big deal, right? People are taking this as a very versatile damage type that they're going to get very early on. And, oh, yeah, I'll see you later, Mom. Insert funny sentence here, yeah. And what up, kid? The problem is... Okay, super effective. Any dice you roll that aren't d20s are treated as having rolled their highest value. This must be done before the roll is made. So what this means is any damage numbers are maxed out, right? So this is very, very good, and in a system where health numbers are generally lower, this may overperform. So in the case of like a 2d6 or something like that, but what it also kind of reminded me of is that there's another aspect of this that I completely forgot we removed whenever we reverted the mana changes. Those augmenting spells with mana have a spending cap in this version. I couldn't find something for it, but without it, the addition of the short rest mana recovery, every spellcaster is a nuclear bomb ready to instantly delete combat and take a 1-minute break and do it again. Now, mana is very, very cheap in this current version of Vagabond. So, here's the problem. If I'm thinking about this like a 1-for-1 trade, right, where like, if we're just looking at like what D&D does and then what's going on over here in Vagabond, right, I don't want to go with D&D's casting system. But I do generally like I do generally like really, really early on the idea of like at first level you've got these 2 spell slots, right? And once you use those spell slots, you're basically stuck with cantrips. And the thing that I keep constantly forgetting with this game is that cantrips, basically even if you don't have mana, you still have really good damage and damage versatility. So this is something I have continuously forgotten as I've gone through and done the design stuff. So, hard nerf. This is a hard nerf getting implemented immediately. Now, you... yeah. Because you're supposed to already have that. The only thing I'm thinking of is like, if we want to future-proof it, this is the way that we have to kind of type that. Because if we do have like a multi-class mechanic or something, we want to be able to make sure that like, this is all very clear. So, When you augment an essence, the maximum mana you can spend to do so is equal to your mysticism capability, which is equal to your awareness, and is doubled if you are trained with mysticism. Okay, so right now we're looking at a cap. If your mysticism is a 6, this means the most mana you can spend on the thing is 14, which is already super good. So what if it was just equal to your awareness? That would already be very good. And then there could be a later level feature that says the maximum mana you can spend is equal to double your awareness. So 60 mana is the max possible cap. Even if you're doing that, it's still insanely good. I kind of like it being capped at awareness, because like a maximum of 8 that you can like do to augment it, that's covering delivery, it's covering quick casting, it's covering, so there's like two there. If I add an extra damage die, there's one right there. If I do both effects, there's another right there, right? So we have 4 already. That's already very, very nice. So if we just say it's equal to your awareness, I think that that's actually a really good cap. Hey, what up, Thurston? How's it going? Yeah, if we just say it's equal to your awareness, and then maybe give you a later level thing that says, like, it's equal to double your awareness. Because this is already up. This is already going to be, yeah. 2 times your cleric level plus awareness. So we have 2 plus probably about a 7 right here, so 9 if you're specializing in this. 9 that you get back on a long rest. And then the maximum money you can spend to do so is equal to your awareness. This actually feels quite solid. Would Sorcerer get that? Part of you likes the idea that they're the only ones that don't have it. Oh, that like they don't have an augmenting maximum. They can just overload it. I mean, that makes Sorcerer very, very terrifying, but it's really in theme. Hang on, all right. I do like this change, actually. That's very clean. Druid would get that. They're also going to have to be spending mana. There we go. That's good for them. Hey, what up, Phoenix? There's Fighter, Hunter. There's another aspect of Hunter that we're going to be talking about. Yeah. Is this a problem that can be caused by half-casters? What do you mean? Is it a... wait, is this a problem that can be caused on half-casters? Oh, like, mana just completely overloading your mana like that? I mean, everybody's gonna get hit with this. Divine Warrior... This means that they won't have mana. And that was the intent, is that they don't have mana. So they can't even augment it which means that they don't need this. But they need... wait a minute. Oh, crap. Did I not give them a mana refresh? They're gonna need one, aren't they? Yeah, they're gonna need one. Crap. Okay. They won't be able to augment it. They're just gonna be able to use it for a select couple of features. So they really just don't need all that much. Mana, you have an amount of mana equal to 2 Revelator. Plus presence. And they cannot augment. Boom. Okay. There we go. There we go. Hey, thanks, Phil, for the reminder. Phoenix half fallen. Let's see. We changed it on cleric. So we need to make sure that this is copied. We need to hit... Alright. Revelator, we know what that's going to be doing. We now have a clear indicator on that. I want another rogue in here, or two. I really want more rogue gigs. Plus presence. Ah. Ooh. Wait. This is already so good for Sorcerer, meaning you are not limited by a maximum amount of mana you can spend to augment a casting. Woo! Okay. You don't normally bring us up, but the stream music is a bop, dude. The Necrodancer, Crypt of the Necrodancer soundtrack is all bangers. All bangers. It's so good. And then that's actually a very, very fitting change. Because, yeah, they're gonna be the ones that are like, we're trying to blow as much just mana as we can. Logic. Aha, there's a couple other things I gotta catch in here too. These need to be, where is it? Sans Serif regular? Thank you. Yeah, I've got to catch a couple items in the tables that keep getting grep applied to them. Grep are just the styles. Yeah, hang on. Hammer. Skimming this real quick. Okay. Light, medium, heavy, that's all fine. There is no reason for any of this to be... Any of this, rather. Should all be... There we go. Yeah, because it was highlighting manacles. Ooh, and this could be a fun thing for stream. Okay, so one of the things I have been doing is in some of the other like parts of the game, like trinkets or like even in some of the artwork and everything. Hey, what up, Donut? Um, One of the things I've been trying to do is throw in some Easter eggs to like other YouTubers or like fantasy I really like or whatever, right? If I can find an Easter egg, like some of you all have seen with the choices of music titles I've been using for some of the feature names. So like in these trinkets, I'm trying to find some YouTubers that I can give a little bit of a like, you know, Easter egg, like nudge nudge wink wink to, right? So like in the arcane trinkets, I've got pointy hat, right? A pointy hat. I guess it says top hat, so I'll just say pointy hat to make sure everybody gets where that's coming from. This can just say, like right here, mummified hand and eyeball. The monkey statue, I'm trying to remember where that came from. This, the jackalope corpse that doesn't rot, is it was the druidic focus of a kobold that Amanda played in a little actual play that we did. So, I'm trying to think of some others to throw some, like, you know, hey, like, shout-outs to some people that, you know, are in the D&D scene and whatnot. The thing is, it's, like, okay, with Pointy Hat, it's very easy to, like, throw in that, right? Okay, it's a brand name, right? But, like, trying to think of some others here, it's like, how would I, like, you know, throw an Easter egg over to, like, Treant Monk, right? Sylvanic trinkets, I had thought about, like, you know, yeah, it's a Vecna reference, yeah. The meteor chunk of otherworldly color is a homage to A Color Out of Space from Lovecraft. Okayest armor. Tome of Mythic Creatures for Dungeon Dad. I wonder where that would go. That is actually a pretty good one. Dad's Lost Slipper. If I put like a mummified hand that is always cold to the touch, that would actually be an homage to Dungeon Dad, because he's got he has a music side project called Chill Touch. Optimancer's staff, yeah. Treant Monk could be a staff made from the wood of a magical tree or something. Something like that. That's kind of going a little far. Magical color changing wig. I'm trying to think of something on that, right? Like, so it's fun little things like that. I guess a animal bone. I don't know where that one came from. You could say a totem. The jackalope corpse is just so funny. But yeah, there's other ones in here, like the indecipherable runestone. Oh crap, where did I pull that one from? The triangle-shaped amulet with an eye is an homage to Gravity Falls, because Bill Cipher is one of the best like eldritch beings in any media whatsoever. So I had to put this in here. I want to say the monkey statue came from a story, but I can't think of what. But yeah, the meteor chunk of otherworldly color is from Color Out of Space. Mummified Hand and Eyeball is just an homage to Vecna. What are some other ones? Staff made from the branch of a treant, keep it simple. Yeah, but like it needs to have a little bit of... I would want it to have a little bit of a, like, you know, make sure it was really clear that it was like, yeah, this is Treant Monk, right? Treant. Now, if I say Treant Wood, that makes it sound like we're talking about Chris's dick here. Is there a little one in a flask? Not that I currently have, no. I must think like the wig that changes color all the time could be Jenny D, but it would also be like basically any cosplayer. If I just want like a teal like wig or something, that would be way too on the nose. There have to be something in there. Let me think. God, and like, what would you do for like Bob World Builder, right? Like, so many of these names or like the brandings, I'm trying to think of like, how do you convert that into this thing that's going to have a kind of a specific use? You know what I mean? Oh, Josh is a luchador mask. Metal rat skeleton for Ben. Is there some reason it would be metal? Oh, Sterling. Gotcha. Okay. Ooh, where would that go? I think gilded isn't just gold. I think that's any type of metal. Gilding is like, it's not, you're not just gold gilding it. It can be like silver gilding. What about a book of various personas for Ginny? I'm not totally sure. You can even say the top hat is an homage to Ross, but it needs to, I would say that it needs to be a little bit more clear. You think gilded does just mean gold covered? Cover thinly with gold. Is it? Silverize? Huh. Huh. If we just say silverized rodent bones, we can just assume that sterling silver, I guess you could say. Silver plated rodent's bones. You just say a I think silverized. I just like that word. That's quite cool. Yeah. A slightly burnt figurine fry minis. I don't know. That already sounds kind of odd. I don't know what it would be. Charred statuettes, fry minis. Played it on. Yeah. I think. Okay. See, I used to think that gilding was just any metal in that process of coating it, right? Which tells me I gotta rewrite a spell in the merchant. A charred idol. I think the statuettes are alright. Just calling it like charred statuettes implies that they're smaller, you know. We need like divine ones, right? And these are usually associated with knowledge, but like the Treant's wood makes too much sense in the Sylphonic. Whatever Bob World Builders is gonna be, it's gotta fall under the divine. And it doesn't just need to be these. I'm just kind of thinking about, or it doesn't just need to be YouTubers, rather. I mean, there's plenty of space in here for like, I mean, Lodestone that floats in the air is an homage to Tales from the Loop. Like I was saying, this is an homage to a Lovecraft story, Gravity Falls. The Indecipherable Runestone, I believe, was from Mountains of Madness, if I'm remembering that right. Maple scented beard oil. That is quite on the nose, though. What would it be? Hey, what up, Trek? Indestructible baguette, thank you very much. An ornate hammer for Bob World Builder. Ooh. Critical roll would be a die that always rolls the highest or lowest amount. would this be? The cracked femur. Oh. Yes, thank you. Yep. Yep. There's the Merkborg homage right there. Because I wanted to do like Hawk as weapon somewhere. I have shield as weapon as a feature, but like, Are they all a reference to other creators? In some capacity, yeah. Yeah. For kids, I almost thought of like glasses that, glasses with glowing ciphers over the lenses or something. I don't know. But the idea should be that these are things that are meant to be either held in the hand or otherwise equipped. Are they just for flavor? Mostly, yeah. I mean, so as far as mechanical purpose goes, these are like the arcane focuses, like the spellcasting focuses. Yeah. These are things that you need to like have in your hand, or they need to be equipped in order for you to cast essences. We already got one for Treant Monk. The abacus made of Treant's wood. God, this is rough. I'm trying to think. Hey, what up, Zincan? You know I was streaming? Yeah, Arcane Bot has been terrible about alerting people automatically, yeah. Well, is there no eye patch for me? I don't really know what, like, how to make it a trinket, I guess. Plus, I would want it to be homages for, like, other people. Hey, what up, Josiah? Hey, we were just talking about you, man. Hey, oh, by the way, I hit you up a couple months ago about getting artwork of a character, for you put in Vagabond somewhere. We got, I gotta show you, because Maxwell just got me Sarah's back. Yeah. So, Sarah's character, Lucy, is going to be the iconic Magus for Vagabond. But yeah, man, like, I gotta talk to you about all that. But we were talking about trinkets and stuff that we're gonna be putting into the game. Yeah, right. Oh. Corbin's feather for Crow. Yeah, oh yeah, the dog's face is so funny. I love the like just sassiness here. Yeah, so Sarah's character is the iconic Magus. I'm still trying to figure out, there's plenty of open spots and there's still like Kickstarter people that are getting me their stuff and everything, but yeah. And one of the things I am considering right now, because I know I just made this change with like, okay, making the advanced options book, but at the same time, I made this change, and then I was like, okay, well, we do actually have quite a bit more space than I was thinking, now that we just changed the format alone. But I like the separation of unconventional lineages over into something else, so I'm going to be thinking about that. No, I don't actually have the Magus written all yet. No, not just yet. I have some rough ideas as to where I would want to go with it, but yeah. But Josiah, if you're still in chat, we need an arcane trinket or some kind of a trinket that I'm writing these all for like different creators. So there's Easter eggs for a bunch of different YouTubers or stories or whatever that are included in here as like Easter eggs. So Silverized Corpse of a Rodent is the sterling silver. It's a sterling vermin for Benjamin. Triangle-shaped amulet with an eye is Bill's cipher from Gravity Falls. I don't have one for Ginny D yet. I have the Abacus made of Treant's wood for Treant Monk. And these are totally able to go, but I had some basic ideas in here. Cracked Femur for Merkborg. I don't have one for AJ Pickett. And the easy way to go with that would be some type of a adhesive. Like strong adhesive or something. Ginny should be discolored eyebrows. Magical hair dye. But like we need it to be something that can be equipped too, right? Hey, what up, Flutes? Been a while. What's going on, man? God, I'm trying to think. Just a wig. But see, that's the problem, right? Is like, if you just do like a wig, it could be like any cosplayer. A flask of super glue. Going to Vintage Market today, just had an amazing improv show last night. Oh, hell yeah, man. Cool, cool. God, I know Amanda would be super jealous if she heard that. There's got to be something else for Ginny. I'm just not really thinking of. Yeah. You've been following my stuff in Vagabond specifically for a while. Oh, thanks, Ron. What am I looking at right now? We're coming up with more just fun Easter eggs to throw in the system. I got a good amount of feedback from people this last week that I am kind of taking into consideration and plugging into the system, seeing what, yeah. Sly Flourish should get something. The only thing that came to mind was like a book of like laziness or something, and that seems just either too on the nose or too vague. Ginny disguise kit for cosplay. Oh yeah, wait. Ooh, I can show you guys this as well. We were actually after Ginny's video. I wanted to say thank you in a fun way. And, one of the fun ways. Oh, yeah. And I'll give you guys a little bit of an art update. Here, we'll do this. Alright, so there's a couple of new art pieces that Maxwell's gotten me so far. Some of these are for Vagabond, some are things that will be incorporated into the game. One of them was kind of a thank you piece that we're going to be changing on some artwork in the merchant for Ginny. And there is, oh my god, so much going on with this. Alright, is that all the new stuff? At least Vagabond related. That's Zodiac. More Zodiac stuff. I swear we had more going on with... We do have more going on with Vagabond. Aha! Yeah, there it is. Okay. We are about 20 away from Mithril on the merchant. Okay. Is that going to zoom out on all of them? All right, chat. So here are a bunch of new pieces from Maxwell for more concept art and everything for what's going to go into Vagabond. Yeah, the Dungeon Dude skit with Ginny. Yeah. Okay, so this first one, like I said, is kind of a thank you to Ginny for promoting the merchant, and I wanted Maxwell to do a art piece of the merchant that she created, Nick. So, oh man, So there's a couple different looks that Maxwell's already sent over. Personally, I really love just this pose B look right here. I think that this is so cool. I just love everything about like the head, the body overall just feels so right. But yeah, this is like the main concept. The glasses are so fucking good, right? Yeah, absolutely love this one. I think this is going to be one of the pieces that soon come out. I haven't seen an inked version of it just yet. So these are going to be, this is eventually going to turn into Ginny D's merchant that will be included. And yeah, you love the glass. Yeah, very Owl House. This next one, who's this for? Okay. So we now have an art piece to show what the slime people or the goop of Vagabond are going to look like. Oh wait, not this one, not this one. Wait, shit. Hang on. Oh fuck, I fucked it up. No, wait. Where's it at? Hang on. There. So this is for a goop pugilist that so these pictures alone made me want to go like, okay, yeah, we gotta include these guys somewhere in the base game. Like, yeah, I love this goofy look. Like, yeah. Goo hands, disturbingly detailed hands, master hand. I thought this was so great. Oh man. Yeah, you can have like punching bag, swole as fuck, original bean. Like, so I think like here's what we're kind of looking at in terms of like what the goop people will be, right? Just something that these fucking faces on here. I love them goofy. I still want to keep doing the goofy, right? Since I already showed this one a little bit. So these are some different concepts to kind of get a good idea as to what the like fungus druid and like whatever isn't used for the fungus druid. This is a concept for a construct character that was overtaken by fungus, right? What's that little guy's name? Oh, we have no idea. We have no idea just yet. Yeah. Yeah, so we have right here, these are supposed to be the fungus druid. This was more so for a construct druid. And I really like a lot of the ideas that are happening here. This feels almost a little too much into the, like, mycelium completely overtaken race. But, like, God, I love this picture alone is just so good. The action of it, the angle, everything is sick. But, I mean, come on, though. This one on E. The action on that is just... Oh. Will there be a plant lineage that isn't a fungus? There, I promise you, we're going to keep adding on to the game. It's not going to be a one and done. We drop, like... Oh, okay, well, here's the game, and that's all you're ever getting. No, there's going to be constant content additions. I promise. Aussie Deuce. So these are from Kickstarter backer like commissions and stuff. So this is some of the artwork that will be going into the game. And then these, aha! So we are working on the look for the witch. Now, kind of coming up with a couple different ideas on it. I think like for some reason the dagger like the dagger imagery keeps coming back into mind around a witch. I think, of course, we're going to have to go with this. This action pose is just so good. That's just disgustingly good. Yeah. Yeah. I like everything about the look that's been established so far. And these are people have sent in ideas for what it would be. You know, this is people who pledged at the $250 tier. These are the characters of their own that they submitted, and we're getting the artwork made of them, right? Like an athame? I'm not familiar with what that is. There's an implementation in real life called an athame. Really? Okay. I am not aware of that. Ooh. Okay. Is there any art of non-binary characters in the book? So the thing I'm trying to do with that is make it to where like it's not just going to be the androgynous idea of like, well, yeah, they're a goop character, so they don't have a sex, right? There will be, I think there's already one commission underway that is going by they them pronouns, I believe. I think it's a ranger or a hunter rather. There is the more androgynous dancer art that I haven't figured out a place for yet. But yeah, we do already have humanoid looking, not just like, you know, doing the, oh, well, they're slime people, so of course they don't have a gender. You know, not just doing that thing. There is more androgynous artwork of like non-binary characters that will be in the game. Yeah. If you buy an athame and gonna try and get, okay, I need to look this up. An athame? Athame knife. A ceremonial blade with a black handle. Okay. Okay. So this is a thing. So there is a reason for witches to... Okay. We're gonna find a place for that. Look at that. Look at that feedback already leading to something else. All right, hang on. Blade training on witches, yeah. Let's see here. If someone's like, why do witches know how to use a sword? I'm like, it's meant for the dagger. Hush. It feels weird that they would have a sword. Which site? Oh, I started in on this. Go. Actually, the Blinded by Dark is not all that special. But see, if you can see through illusions, that's such a narrative thing. Like it's such an arbiter dependent thing on making that run well. Something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's very situational, the front of it, but I want to give it some solo weight. So the outers doesn't make a ton of sense. Further, you can see Fae, Hellspawn, and Primordial even while they're invisible. That's, yeah, quite good. We have a sorcerer who can throw hands? Oh, basically, yeah. The thing with Sorcerer is they're mostly investing into presence. So, like, the thing I want to kind of make it is, like, if you want to go into Might, you can. If you don't want to be just like a... oh, yeah, this is also additional artwork. Actually, if I'm remembering right, I think the intention was for this Sorcerer to be Transmask. But I can't remember. I'll have to double check on that. But the intention is going to be that the Sorcerer here, because we've combined Might because we've combined Strength and Constitution into Might, it's very possible that a Sorcerer Gish could be made that does just like punch. Like, yeah. Which is actually seem like they'll feel similar to 5e Warlocks mechanically. Maybe a very particular Warlock. Maybe. I think looking at it right now with like the witchcraft stuff, I could see that. But like, I don't think that their overall gameplay loop is going to be very Warlocky. This should be max of 8. Yeah, there we go. There is Hex and everything. Actually, that was another bit of feedback I need to get to. I know that we're kind of all over the place, but... Hex. G. That's right. Okay. I don't like the cursed mechanic after all. It's creating a tag for something that is honestly not something I want to be core in the game. And this was in the bestiary. Okay, so... Hang on, let me do something real quick. Whoop! Sorry, whoever I just deafened out there. While cursed. Ooh. Does exercise have an S or a Z? Yeah, cast spells and beat ass. Yeah, it all depends on which way you want to prioritize it. If you go like presence and might, yeah, you can roll up a sorcerer that can punch. And if you do like optional multi-classing and you go over in the pugilist for like even one level, your sorcerer is going to be looking pretty set up. And the fact that you can punch and cast that way, just touch, you know, whatever. Yeah. No, not exercise. Exercised. I mean, I could Google it, but I got a bunch of minions in here that can also Google it for me, or correct me if I'm wrong. One cast man, yes. Is it with an S? Multiclassing was re-added to the game. It was never removed. It's just like, there is a way, like you can do it, but the game's not telling you here's what you do. Like, it's not a the way that the classes are currently built right now. If you were to multi-class and you're just going to 10 levels, your character's going to get hurt. Like, yeah, let me basically explain how multiclassing exists and doesn't exist, right? Oh wait, what was Jinx, by the way? Its dice rolls can't be favored. I don't know. I'll figure that out. Okay. Well, I'll deal with this. I was going to. Oh, okay. Multiclassing. Okay, so basically it's like this. I talked about this a little bit last stream. So to a lot of people that were like, Vagabond only goes from 1st to 10th level. What? What's going on? Well, that's not the case. So the base game. Oh, and this is all copied text. So yeah, don't worry about all that. This is all a chapter I know I need to write. If you would like. Use the following rules for how to continue advancing your hero. All right. So a couple things here. You can do. Features. So let me tell you guys something that I've been doing as I've been writing the game already. Okay. Woo! If you continue leveling in your starting class, your features, your class features will continue improving as well. Any feature that uses text such as your wizard level or every 3 levels in this class hereafter continues to give you benefits at higher levels. All right, neat. All right, so you can, here's the exciting thing. All right, you ready for this? Not only in Vagabond can you play to 20th level, if you would so choose, you can play to 30th level. You can play to 40th level. All the way up. I think the way that we figured out that it actually caps a little bit hard at, unless you're multi-classing or doing whatever, we figured out that it caps somewhere around 130th, where if you're just going single class, at that point you probably maxed out most of your stats. If I'm remembering that right, minus about, I want to say it's either around 90 to 100 is where we start actually getting stats are totally maxed out. We've basically hit all of the perks, and it's not that the math of the game really breaks down at that point at all. It's just, yeah, at that point you're a 120th level character who has 14 health. It feels a little bit weird, but like that's the way that, you know, the mathematics are going to work out in Vagabond. Your health could be super capped. All your stats could be absolutely maxed at 18s. But like, you know, at that point, it's like, realistically, what are you guys doing, right? But the thing that I think is kind of cool is that you can continuously level up and keep getting perks and stuff. And if you want to keep going down that route, you still can, and your class features are still going to keep getting better with you, right? So, as an example, if you just take a look, number one, at mana, you're going to continuously keep getting more mana, right? Sorcerer at higher levels is fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking insane. I mean, you can just completely, absolutely keep quick casting a bunch of like 20 mana spells. That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. I guess we know what level God is and how long it would take to kill God. Yeah. So, if you wanted to do that with a sorcerer, you absolutely could. Sneak attack. See how with rogue, this extra damage is equal to a number of d4s equal to your rogue level divided by 3. Round up. Right? So these are all going to keep improving with you. You might be rolling a ridiculous number of d4s, but I guess if you want to do that, you can do that. You know, we're giving you the option to do that, right? With all the milestones. If you see, you increase one stat by 1 to a max of 8 and gain a perk. You do so again every 3 levels you gain in this class hereafter. Boom. And we don't need to worry about what happens with multi-classing there, because that's why it says every 3 levels you gain in this class. Does each martial have a feature that scales into the late game? Yes. I think the pugilist is an interesting case because we actually kind of don't. This doesn't continue scaling. This should be. I don't think it should be highlighted. Is it? D6 of it. I'm gonna need to figure this out. How about just regular? Let's just go regular for right now. Okay, thank you. At level 120, those d4s average out to 100 damage. Yeah. So like, it's ridiculous. It's not like it's really meant to like keep playing out that far. If people do that, then I guess you go for it. But realistically, I'm like, the game's intended to hit like right here, boom, 10 levels, right? D8 Pugilist at 10 seems valid. If I was like, here. There you go. You guys that want your One Punch Man. What would that even be? What are you using? I mean, okay, so you're going to have to go and get the fucking Dungeon Crawl Classics die. So a 20th level Pugilist is using what? So D4 for the damage die. So D6 at 5th level. D8 at 10th level. D10 at 15th level. D12 at 20th level. D14. Yeah, level 100 mob boss, level 1. Yeah, so it's like, it's ridiculous that you could do this, but like, whatever, it's in the system, right? If you decide that you want to keep scaling up like that, sure. But like, realistically, the system as it currently sits, if you want to play beyond 10th level, the rules are here to allow you to do that. But I would say that most likely, Vagabond beyond 30th level, even beyond 20th or like 25th level, it just seems insane. Like, I don't really know what you would do at that point. Yeah, it could be a goofy one-shot or something. Yeah, but like, realistically, we're only planning for the first 10 levels. And like, that's all I really want the game to really feel. I want to... So, I guess for some people that might be in chat that may not really know kind of how I feel about this, I want to normalize the idea that a TTRPG campaign doesn't have to go for like years, and rather you can do a campaign in like 10 sessions, you know. With Vagabond, I'm like, if you complete a Vagabond campaign in like 6 months, good. Like, yeah, I want that to feel like fine and okay. I want people to be able to jump in and play more classes if they want to, or have time for other games, right? Like, I want you guys to not only do, like, okay, yeah, we're playing Vagabond, we're checking it out. Oh, okay, cool. Like, here's what the system does. What about, like, Shadow Dark, or Merkborg, or Death in Space, or Dungeon World, right? I don't think that every game needs to be trying to do the epic fantasy thing. Like, fantasy epic, rather, thing. D&D and Pathfinder handle like superhero long-spanning campaigns, I guess, if you want to do that. But honestly, as I've gotten older, I find that people just don't have the time for it. So I'm trying to make a game to where it feels like we could pick this up for a beer and pretzel style thing. And like, if a bunch of us are meeting up on our lunch break, we could realistically make it through like 5 rooms of a dungeon during our lunch break. You know, something like that. What's the reasoning for getting rid of harrying on martial classes? I want to get rid of multiple attacks. Whenever you attack once, boom, do the thing, right? But I want to keep improving that one attack that you do in some way. The thing with fighter getting fighting spirit, this is something that's supposed to be really unique to them. And the more I was looking at harrying being like, well, it should take your bonus action to do this thing, that felt clunky. Whenever I reverted it to whatever 5e does, that didn't feel great either, because it just felt like we're doing the same thing and we're bogging down the turn a little bit more. So I would rather make the attack action feel unique for all martials rather than do a like copy paste thing on every single martial, if that makes sense. What monsters would you even fucking throw at your players at those levels? Yeah, that's the thing. I want to keep it like, boom, here's the bestiary. And then if Vagabond actually does take off, then it's like, okay, well, we'll do additional bestiaries, you know. I mean, we already will, but, like, if we find out that people really, really want that, like, 15th level stuff, we'll make it, yeah. Have a game recommendation section in the book, like a game version of Appendix N. I mean, games other than Vagabond inspired that. Yeah, that could be. Some casters become literal walking nukes. Yeah. It's scary what they could do. But, like, I mean, realistically at that point, I mean, a sorcerer that's like a 100th level sorcerer, you should be like, oh yeah, that's what they should be able to do. But we're not getting that, you know what I mean? Like, in Vagabond's core, we're looking at, like, characters who, even a 10th level sorcerer, it's like, right at the power of where I would want it to be. Probably like a Yennefer at her like peak in The Witcher, you know. Even I would say Yennefer in the newest season still feels like an 8th plus level sorcerer. 30th level sorcerer is the campaign final boss. Yes. Now, one of the other things that's been kind of going on with this is there was a thing I was originally trying to do with the bestiary and all the different stat blocks where, let me look at one. Oh yeah, by the way, for people that have been running the gelatinous cube, there was a mistake where the gelatinous cube, the gelatinous cube didn't have a 4 here, it had an 8. I am very sorry for what that caused. Yeah, the gelatinous cube was almost unkillable, unless you had a spellcaster. So for all the marshals who were dealing with this fucking stat block, I am so sorry. That should be a 4. That was a total mistake. You like that Vagabond has a power ceiling when the characters aren't gods? Yeah, like, well, because I've been debating that with health, where, like, I didn't know exactly how much health was going to feel right. You know what I mean? You almost kind of like that. Trust me, it ain't fun to run up against one solo. That was harsh. Yeah. He, like all those world building events eventually froze the entire seaside for 100. Yeah, right? Ooh. Here, let me talk about something else that's kind of cool. The unkillable cube is awesome. I want to go back to the stat blocks and everything, but something that was implemented that I haven't heard a lot of people really talking about was... Okay, essences. One of the pieces of feedback that I got was that critting on an essence to cause an effect felt pointless, and that they were maybe getting a luck point back, and that was like, oh, yay. And it just kind of was a little bit underwhelming, right? So if I get rid of luck regenerating on a crit, I'm kind of leaning in towards doing that because of what all spells can do now. So each spell, this is going to make spellcasters also feel quite cool. Each spell is going to have an effect that happens whenever you land a crit, whenever you cast it. So not all of them I've gotten to on here, but if we look at grow here, the caster causes plants to grow on the target that cause it to be grappled while the caster is focused on this cast. If the cast check is a critical, the target is also restrained while grappled. So things like that. That one's a little bit underwhelming, I promise. Yeah. Friend. The target is charmed and believes that the caster is an ally while the caster is focused, ending early if the caster damages the target. If the check for any cast of this magic scores a critical, the effect doesn't end early as a result of damaging the target. So, if you focus and you cast any of the focus checks or whatever is a critical, boom. Now you guys know that thing thinks that we're its buddy, no matter if we just punch the fuck out of it. Get him! Like, you know. So, if you go over and pick up friend, and because I had some people asking questions about how they would do this. Look over here at rogue. You do not need to have favor on an attack check to deal sneak attack damage if the being, there we go, if the target believes you are its ally. So, that's going to be a good combo. What is this? Okay. You fucking love this. Thanks. Going back over here. But you can see I've jotted down some more ideas for different essences. Fog. We need something to do some more environmental obscurement. Oh, by the way, no, yeah, sorry. I've probably said all of them have a special effect on them. That's not the case. If you look at like familiar, well, this is summoning a thing. So like this isn't going to have a crit effect because you're going to regain the luck if you do cast it this way. And yeah. So, but it is embracing the idea that since this is a thing that you can create, yeah, it single-handedly enables social rogues. Yep. You command your familiar either as a quick action or when you focus on another essence. So we're still embracing the idea that focus is a main action that, or sorry, a quick action that most spellcasters are going to be doing. That means you could design crit reduction on casters. It does. It absolutely does. Ooh, you know what we could do? Oh my god, wait, this makes the fucking wizard look very good. Ooh, wait. When you focus on a spell, you crit on the cast on a roll of 19 to 20. And then whenever you quick cast a spell on a sorcerer... Wait. Ooh, ooh, wait, that's way more cool than the moving it thing. Ooh. Do you need to roll to focus on a spell? Yes. Yeah, that's part of maintaining the spell. Not only do you have to spend the mana, but you also need to make sure that you are keeping it up. Yeah. We have to keep restrictions on there. Otherwise, buffs are just going to be way too permanent and way too easy. Yeah. Hi, Amelia. Is it time? Is it outside time? Okay, I really do actually need to take her out because not only has it been a little while, but she's feeling a little bit under the weather. So let me go out there with her, and I'm gonna be right back with you guys. Okay? Amelia's okay though. She's just got the doggy runs. But yeah, I will be right back. All right. If every essence gets an effect on crit, will smite get? Well, it's going to crit on the attack anyways. So I think we can leave that as is. But you're right, there is an oddity hiccup kind of happening there. And it's already getting the attack bonus. Oh, wait. No hook is required. Well, so this is weird. Because smite has to be imbued. And if you're imbuing it, it's already changing the damage type to radiant. So smite might not be an essence. Because smite, we really only need this to work out for the Revelator. Because this was written at a time where we didn't have the delivery stuff all fleshed out. So I think that smite may be able to just get taken out. Because I just don't feel like there's a need for it. And then you can use any damage type on your smites. Yeah, we can remove smite because you can do imbue and imbue with consecrate, and that'll give you radiant or fire. We might need to remove fire. But God, just the fact that you can smite, and then if you do a crit cast on it. We're going to see how this needs to play out. Hang on. Imbue. Revelator critting with an attack that causes burning radiant damage. Fucking. Oh, sick. That's what it has to be. Consecrate needs to be that. Yep. We need to get rid of aura. because that'll come on later. Yeah. You can only cast miracles with the delivery of Self, Touch, and Imbue. When you hit with a melee attack that deals radiant damage, you can spend... We can get rid of that. What's my favorite homebrew rule that I put into my D&D games? Short rest change. Yeah. Short rests are 10 minutes. Easy fix. And it's a subconscious fix. Why are Revelators' delivery options so limited? I'm wanting to push them into melee, but I want more options out of them. I mean, that's the intended playstyle. Yeah, they're going to get a lot of protection out of having might priority alone. Otherwise, if we open it up too much, we start to step on the toes of Cleric. And it's weird because in Vagabond, Cleric and Revelator are very, very distinct. So I want to make sure that we keep that distinction. Especially if you want to play someone like a Jedi. I mean, that... Yeah, this is already going to deliver quite a lot on that. I mean, I feel. If you wanted to play someone like a Jedi, then like... I mean, that might require a specific network of builds, but yeah, I'm not really building the Revelator with a thought of this needs to be a Jedi, right? I think I did include Luke Skywalker in here, yeah, as one of the iconics, but even still, that's mostly just in thematic of what Luke Skywalker is for Star Wars, rather than Jedis influencing the idea of a Revelator, you know what I mean? Because like, Jedis are essentially the fantasy of a paladin, not the other way around, right? Now, I know over time, some, you know, inspiration can eventually re-inspire what the original thing was and eventually change it. And I personally would like to wait on the Jedi idea to really flesh that out whenever we do the space fantasy expansion on Vagabond and bring the Zodiac in. Woo! Voyager. Yeah, I know. Does Revelator have to focus on the radiant damage type, or could we open that up to other damage types? I don't think they have to. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. Whenever you were saying focus, I was thinking you meant the actual focus mechanic. Okay, you don't mean that. You mean emphasizing the idea and the thematics of it. Okay. So that's already been sort of bucked here. Additionally, when you deal radiant damage, you can instead deal fire, frost, or shock with the Primal Warden. Yeah, we go into the moon. Yeah. The first, like, non-fantasy, non-pulp fantasy expansion on Vagabond will be a space fantasy thing. Yeah. Space fantasy Vagabond will never not get me excited. You sold me. Yeah. Oh, Onyx Dune, did you not know about that? Yeah, I've already made plans for a space Vagabond. Yeah. Yep. That's probably not going to be for at least a year on down the line. But, yes, I've gone so far as to already... Hang on. I feel like the music really kicked in when you mentioned the Zodiac, yeah. And then I do Did I save this one? Please tell me I saved it. Let me kind of tell you guys what I'm thinking about with this. Because for some reason I did actually get on a fantasy kick, or sorry, a sci-fi kick in the last like 3 months. And it did get me thinking about some stuff. And one of them in particular was what the classes would be for space fantasy Vagabond. Destiny for Star Wars, but really will. Yeah. So, I was trying to think of like, this is just me jotting down ideas as to what the classes would be, right? So, like, I was thinking the Anomaly would be a sorcerer, probably call the Cleric a Devout, something like that. The Engineer would be the Gadgeteer, right? We would basically have to do very little, like, massaging as to what these would be in order to, like, put them over into, you know what I mean? So, you can't wait for Vigilante Superhero TTRPG. Oh, it's fucking great. So, the Gadgeteer, basically what we would just be doing is an aesthetic change to, like, update it for what would be, you know, the Engineer with the expectation of the types of campaign settings it would be. The Ghost, possess machines and stuff. So this is an archetype I do see in a lot. Usually it's in darker sci-fi where, like, maybe you're an AI that, you know, gained its sentience and then you're like, oh, okay, I can think for myself. Now I know, you know, so this is a, in particular, the one that actually the character that influenced us a lot was Roy Eris from Night Flyers by George R.R. Martin. You call the ghost in the future game. Yeah. The ghost idea is like, okay, if we're on a, like, starship together and we're adventuring out or whatever, the ghost is a character who will be able to, like, be the AI of the ship, who will be able to, like, if I want to go out and adventure with the group, I can, like, possess an android or something like that, you know, as in the eponymous Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, like, it all comes from the idea of Ghost in the Machine. Ghost in the Machine, which, by the way, my favorite album by The Police. Yeah, just look at this fucking album cover alone. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I love this album cover. Oh, it's so sick. So, Ghost in the Machine, the idea that there is some kind of a rogue element in the AI that is doing its own thing. Taking that to, like, its biggest, like, fantasy extreme. By the way, yes, if you haven't heard this album, Ghost in the Machine, if I'm remembering right, this is the one with Omega Man on it. Yeah, it's the one that has every little thing she does is magic. Where was the... Yes! Dude, The Police, I know that they get a lot of shit because, like, people are like, oh, they killed punk music. And I'm like, no, whatever. No. Punk was already on its way out the door. All right. Traditional punk, we'll say. Omega Man is, like, one of the dopest, like, 80s future sci-fi sounding. Oh my God. I actually really do like The Police quite a bit. Even though that apparently makes you super white and lame. But fuck it. Every little thing she does is magic. Everyone knows this song. It might be their biggest hit, other than I'll Be Missing You. That's, is it their biggest hit? Wow, somebody went really in depth into it. It's in the key of D major and 4/4 and 162 beats per minute. Huh. Well, there we go. Yeah, and they did, unfortunately, with The Police, they did bastardize a lot of reggae, so there's that. But without The Police, you're really losing quite a lot. Oh yeah, liking The Police is definitely considered white. Yeah. The Police are... It's more so like it's the lameness, right? Because The Police just kind of put on way too clean of an image during the 80s. And, like, they're also kind of attributed with, like, I hate to say cultural appropriation, but they were definitely inspired by reggae. And it turned into the new wave got its more reggae elements because of the Police. And if you want to go so far as to say that like they whitewashed reggae, that's not it either. I wouldn't say that's it at all. I would just say that they took inspiration from reggae, and yeah, it's not a bad take either. It's more so that just like any other music genre, reggae influenced what they were doing. And I guess if you were to say like what's like the worst thing that they did that was like reggae influence that turned into like reggae's dead or whatever you want to say, if you want to be dramatic about it and overstate harm. Yeah, sending out an SOS. I would say honestly Roxanne is probably their biggest culprit. Because they take, okay, so reggae is that like if we're talking like here's the beat like so like guitar is doing like hits on 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Roxanne is just like chunk 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 chunk, and it you can hear the reggae influence in there, but it's not reggae. It's not stylized as reggae. It's just, yeah, it's hard to explain, right? Cultural diffusion, the sharing of ideas between people. I like that a lot, right? I like the idea of cultural diffusion. And if you look at it as, well, they took reggae and ruined it. That's not what happened. People were still listening to Bob Marley. No, they did not. Yeah. I think ska is more guilty of fucking up reggae than the Police ever were. Really, the big damage the Police did was like, I guess damage is the wrong word. A lot of the people that were like big into the punk scene kind of fell in with like what the Police were doing and drafted a lot of people into the new wave kind of wave that was going on, you know? Yeah. Yeah. If it were something like the Elvis thing, right? Yeah, Onyx Dunes has it right. If it were something like what Elvis did, where it was like literally just taking, the music industry was taking a bunch of black music and having a white guy re-record it because they were like, that's the only way we can sell this to a white crowd. That's cultural appropriation, all right? That's where I'd be like, that's a problem. Even in some elements, like what Led Zeppelin did, I wouldn't say cultural appropriation. I would just say, I like that cultural diffusion thing. Yeah, this is not that deep. Yeah, but no, for sure. I totally agree with you on the Elvis point. Yeah, but that was a very calculated, if you want to say like systemically created issue, then yes, I would agree with that 100%. But not with the Police. I was like, these are a bunch of dorks that got into reggae and then they made some great hits that borrowed from other elements of other music. And yeah, I really do dig the Police quite a bit. They're yeah. Now, by the way, yeah, and yeah, Ghost in the Machine. If you want to check out what I'm talking about, the Police, this album is like, I wouldn't say that this is a 10 out of 10. This is definitely up there in the 8 to 9 out of 10s, though. Yes, very, very fucking good. But yeah, the idea has existed in sci-fi for quite a while, of this idea that the AI has gone rogue. I mean, ever since like HAL in, Odyssey or 2001, right? So this would be the idea that you're playing a class or you're playing a character that is a rogue AI in a sense. Way too much. They got some yeah, they just got some funky little white boy. Yeah. Oh man. So the navigator would be the quote unquote like ranger of the system, soldier, fighter. The voyant. This is going to be the scion. Yes, there will be psionics. It's an arcane caster, though the powers won't be magic, and we'll be talking about what that'll be whenever that gets around. And then the Zodiac will be the Revelator, right? So this already is a pretty big lineup here of like new things that you could plug into the system. Everything is going to essentially feel a lot like what their pulp fantasy comparisons are, but with the updates to make sure that it's theme appropriate and everything. The core classes are going to be revised for spacey rather than be more distinct mechanically. Oh no, they will be. They will be. Trust me. Oh, okay. So yeah, just so you know, I have been thinking about it. That has been on my mind. But yeah. And I think the goop are like a great fit for that too. Just take the goop and plug them in over there. Sure. Okay. Now, oh, the pilot class, that's basically just going to be like a navigator. Yeah. Oh, and the thing that's got me more inspired on that is that I already know how exploration would work for the space thing. I'm actually more far along in my thought process on concepting that out than I am about base Vagabond's exploration. Because as I've gone through here and I've been thinking more and more about like, do people really do the hex crawl thing because they like it? I'm starting to think that actually the hex crawl thing, it's good for the ease of conversion, because I've written quite a lot in here about how you can take a pre-existing hex crawl and just plug it into a world. But I'm honestly leaning more in on the idea of the point crawl. I feel like realistically, point crawl is going to make it way easier to like write adventures and easily throw them in here, and then, hey, do you need to go this certain distance? Okay, here's how many days we got to be out for that thing, right? Doing certain roles based on terrain and all this other stuff. Random encounters, I think, should be more of a guide as to like, okay, well, we're walking this far in this terrain, rather than thinking all these hyper specifics about terrain that honestly, like, over 80%, if not over 90% of D&D tables completely ignore. Yeah. You just think of the Vintage shouting, "Goop!" Jumping back into the trinkets, hitting a cardboard cleric would get a reference with an origami holy symbol. Ooh. Have I looked at some variation of path crawl? I'm not familiar with the idea. Is there like a Pathfinder crawler, or is that like another type of mode? We go with that. We'll put that one a little bit lower. That's just the basic. Yeah, go for that. We'll put some of the ones that are more conventional kind of up towards the top. What's more conventional here? And that's weird. What is... Polyhedral dice for an arcane trinket. It's funny, I didn't think that the occult one would be the most fleshed out by this point, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Okay, what are some other... a divine trinket could just be a two-sided coin. It's even more weird if it's a three-sided coin. A summoning circle. Okay, there's another. Yeah. God damn it, do I have to have a feature in here that's called Moist Critical somewhere? God damn it, I don't know where that would be, but ooh. Prayer beads, yep, there we go. Goop capstone. Incense. Incense kind of already has a purpose in the, like, as an item. So I'd rather kind of keep that away from the trinket. The spell book. Oh, the spell book we have written as a wizard, like, kind of feature in a way. A candelabra with 10 candles. That is a little too specific. But I like where your head's at with the inspiration there. A scepter. You know what would be funny in the occult trinkets is if there was a Jenga tower. Like, just say, like, stacks of wooden blocks. Cylindrical case with a rolled holy verse inside. Oh, by the way, if you've got something that is an Easter egg, put what it's hinting at in parentheses, so I know, like, maybe where it's coming from. Cylindrical case with a rolled holy verse inside. You could say a holy book. Maybe. Watch inscribed with an alien language from Doctor Who. Shouldn't that be a screwdriver, though? Like a bizarre glowing alien tool. This might be a little too... I like the idea of the Doctor Who Easter egg. A handheld tool of alien origin, triangle-shaped amulet with an eye, an indecipherable runestone. I could get rid of the monkey statue, that's too specific. The cracked femur is such a good homage. Aberrant brain in a jar, I think, is the homage to Metroid. Teflon from Jewish tradition. A corpse piece of a dead saint from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. A stale pastry. That's kind of funny. That would be kind of funny. You think the indecipherable runestone is the most iconic and universal one here for the occult trinkets? Yeah, I kind of think so too. Here, let me organize these in terms of like what I think might be like most to least conventional. The summoning salt reference is such a specific, yeah. We already got a holy book. Yeah, I guess we could say like a prayer book, prayer beads or book. Sure, we can do that. Can I make notes? Can I make notes in InDesign and comment yourself that won't show up in the final? Oh yeah, I can always do those over to the side, like that. Yeah. I don't have any problem with doing that, but you know. Is Summoning Salt a Skyrim thing? No, it could be, and that's kind of cute, but it's an homage to Summoning Salt, the speedrunning YouTube channel. A stone hand for Hellboy. That's kind of cool. We do have quite a lot of hands, though, on here. Is the Vecna homage really worth keeping in? Oh, shit. God damn it, I forget what they're called. The Bellis from Berserk? No, I'm probably saying the wrong term. The little faces on an amulet that scream. But we already have an amulet thing on here. I guess you could say, I mean, this is so specific to Bill's cipher. Hey, what up, Camus? It has been a while, yeah. I haven't seen you in a hot second. A tomato pickled in holy water for veggie tales. Oh, that's funny. A Barrett, yes, thank you. Oh god, I was having the hardest time trying to remember that name. You wonder what a good old SCP trinket would be? Any ideas? A harp. That's such a specific SCP reference, though. A gilded cup. Or... that makes sense. An eyeball stuck in amber. Okay, what are some... a triangle with the eye in the center of the Godhead item from the... oh, well, I mean, people could take the triangle-shaped amulet with an eye to be either that or Bill's cipher. Demon's blood for an occult. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Okay, so I guess what are the thematics that make it like an arcane one versus an occult, right? Occult tends to be kind of creepy, tends to have more like body, like, oh, you're using an actual body part, right? Whereas I would want these to feel more traditionally magical or more about intellect. A Rubik's Cube with demonic symbols instead of colors. A call it a runic cube. Meteor of otherworldly color works very well for arcane, in your opinion. Well, it's because of where it comes from that it goes in occult, because that's an homage to Color Out of Space from Lovecraft. A bag of red and gold sand from Dune. I still have not read Dune. But that is such a huge... It's such a huge piece of fantasy culture. There has to be some kind of a reference to that in here. I was about to say, what about spice? Does it really feel divine? Handheld a fidget spinner reference? Occult also means hidden or secretive, so that could help. Yeah, that's true. All right, so thinking back, a pair of glasses with a lens for a third eye. That's kind of cool. Scroll that has an encoded cipher on it that changes every 3 times you fail to decipher it. That would be more in the like relic domain kind of stuff, I would think. A sensor is a kind of generic divine item. Yeah, we already have sensor as a like an item in here though. Right here. So these I'm trying to think more of like not quite hyper specific ideas, but you know what I mean. Where would an hourglass go? I kind of like it as an arcane or divine. Because that's kind of a cool homage to like Kronos, at least from Smite. A falsified prophecy. What a Morkborgian style fucking item. The false prophecy. A diamond is pretty iconic material for maybe it could be a divine trinket. Yeah, but I think people would be like, aha, so I bought a diamond over here for 20 gold and right. It's weird designing these things. A lantern carrying a soul of a sleeping minor spirit / demon for a cult. We have the vial of demon's blood I kind of dig. But I do like the idea of a lantern. A lantern of some kind. That already roots that more into like a magic item. Ever burning lace, something like that, right? A ring with elven etching. Yeah, no one tell me. No one tell me. That's the way you spell foreign. It's not I before E, I think. No one tell me. Oh my god, I'm an English teacher, I should know this. I think that's how you spell foreign. I'm locking it in chat, am I wrong? Move the G. Because it's reign, right? Like you are like a sovereign. So foreign means it's... I've got it now. Okay. I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. My brain just kind of like, Horn. A lock of hair. Dagger with otherworldly writings on it. A self-developing dream journal. Fuck. A plaque depicting an angel doing battle against 3 heroes. So I don't want to get very specific like that, right? Your robe be an arcane trinket. So I want to circle back on something though, and that's like what some of the like Easter eggs could be, right? Hello from the Magic Tavern pod? I'm not familiar with it. Oh, no, wait. They're the, yeah, that's a couple of, like, comedians that play D&D or something like that, right? A small obsidian sword necklace. Yeah, I don't really listen to them all that much or anything, but, I mean, from what I've heard, they're pretty funny. Yeah. A carved wooden idol depicting a god is a little bit vague. I think... Okay. There's way too many things in fantasy that use glowing crystal shards as something divine. That's got to be in here somewhere. A robe. Ground up horn of a powerful beast. If anything, that would go more down towards Sylvanic. All right, we need a final. A stone with a hole in it is a classic divine. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, because the importance of it is that it was actually created by nature, not that, like, they grind the thing down and make it. It needs to be like, yeah. Statue takes the form of the patron deity of the wielder. Let's get away from the statues, because I think we've got quite a few of those. Are antlers the ones that certain animals shed? Wait, what? Are antlers the ones that certain animals shed? I'm not sure what that might be asking. A rose that never wilts or burns. A thorned crown. That is so metal, though. Yeah, I don't know that I want to get super into, like, real-world religion references. I know it's kind of, like, inevitable. I mean, you say prayer beads, people are going to go, rosary! But, yeah. A book filled with pornographic drawings from Critical Role for Sylvonic? Just the Triforce. Yeah, just the Triforce. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, yeah, if you get too on the nose with it, right, like, I just don't really want to go all that far. Like, if I put a crucifix in here, people will be like, really? What? Yeah. A tiara with an eye on it from Cult of the Lamb. I almost want to take this off of here. Or Summoning Salts. Summoning Salts could go into Arcane. Sure. I think we're going to take the Vecna reference off. Let's get away from any D&D stuff. A tiara with an eye on it. Because we've already got a triangle-shaped amulet with an eye, right? There has to be something else from Cult of the Lamb. I mean, the crown is so iconic to that series, though. Fuck Vecna, yeah. A warped animal idol, Adventure Time and Jake. You know, Adventure Time's gotta have a good one. I don't, yeah, I want to get away from statues or idols or something. There's gotta be a good one from Adventure Time. An unbroken wishbone. Yeah, arcane magic is pretty vaguely defined, and the other three have very specific places they come from. The Enchiridion. Ooh. That has to be like a... Hang on. Okay, here's the deal. Not deeds. Hang on, that's too... it's a mythic... It's not a consumable. It's kind of like an item. And we'll figure out what that's going to be later on down the line. But yes, the Enchiridion needs a place. Ice King's crown. Crown with missing gems. It was inspired by D&D, but we're making it circle back around. We're doing some history erasure here, alright? Lich Snail. Ooh. Emanating. I hate that there's not a spell check in here. Emanate. Okay, that is the way you spell emanating. All right. Shell of an undead snail. Take me to Snurge. A bone mask with 2 horns for Hollow Knight. We'll leave it very open-ended there so they can decide, does it have horns? Yeah, sure. Like, yeah, we'll give them that. A deer's opposable thumbs for Adventure Time. A colorful mask with beady red eyes filled with wrath. Do we have a mask in occult trinkets? Oh god, Majora is such a good eldritch being from video games. Haunting mask that whispers to you. Oh, yeah, it could be Fierce Deity or Majora, yeah. Or it could just be the fucking mask from, like, the Jim Carrey mask. Mosquito preserved in amber. Yeah, something preserved in amber makes a lot of sense for Sylvanic rather than whatever I originally had it for the Jurassic Park reference. Okay. A moon rock that smiles at you. Ashes of a tulip field. I don't know that that fits, but that's very cute. Yeah, that's very cute. Occult broken helm, which exudes an ominous power or a dominance power. Midna's mask. The tear of a dragon. Oh. All right, so let's hop away from occult. I like the idea of that has to go in divine. I'm sorry, but anybody who has not played Tears of the Kingdom, you're missing out on the best fucking storyline they ever wrote for The Legend of Zelda. Straight up. I think I'm finally comfortable with saying that. There may be other Zelda games that I've enjoyed more or have like more fond like memories of or something like that, but like, wow, there's not a single Zelda game that comes close to the storytelling of what they did with Tears of the Kingdom. That is legit one of the best stories in any video game. Holy fuck, it was so good. I would honestly say Tears of the Kingdom, for me personally, it's better than The Last of Us in its story. Wow. I can't tell you how many times playing that game I fucking bawled. That game is so goddamn good. Yes. You're wanting to get... Okay, yeah. No spoilers or anything like that. Holy fuck, that storyline is incredible. And it keeps punching. It's so good. Oh. But the dragons in Tears of the Kingdom aren't really true dragons. They're like lindworms. Yeah, they look more like lindworms than dragons. Well, I guess lindworms have 2 front feet, and they don't have the back feet. And they're not just worms. Because they fly, but they don't have wings. Right. They are closer to amphitheaters? No, amphitheaters have wings. Right? They don't have wings in there, right? A wooden guitar pick with druidic runes. For Brooks. What? The pelt of a cat on drugs. Okay, now we're getting out there. 10 man with a ruby for a heart. They're more like longs or ryus. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's like a ryu. Yeah, these guys. Yeah. So... Wait, speaking of that... Okay. Not that there's going to be a huge amount of difference there, but... Just want to have a bunch of different ideas. Yeah. Ryu just means dragon? It seems to come up with something very specific, though. Types of dragons. Okay, so... It's not a quetzal. It's not a worm. Is it literally just called a long dragon? It's just that long? A chrysopel? The fuck? A chrysopel? A chrysopel dragon. What the fuck? Oh, cool. I hate doing this stuff over here because it feels like a big teaser for you guys, but I have to do it or else something might come up on screen that we don't want shown on screen. Okay. I dig it. Like, okay. God, that sea orc. I love this concept so much. We are absolutely ripping that. We have the, of course, we have the Hydra we gotta add in as well. Basilisk. I love that that's just straight up the D&D artwork of the Basilisk. And that's just the Coatl from the... You can even see the watercolor splash behind it. Yeah, the Sea Orc is definitely going to be added to Vagabond. That's such a fucking cool idea. Oh, I'll watch it that picks otherworldly monsters. I was not a Ben 10 fan. Let's save this. A Mortal Kombat reference is good. Oh man, I hate to say it. I personally, I can't stand Mortal Kombat. I'm way more interested in like Street Fighter or like Tekken. I think Mortal Kombat is such a just like over sensationalized like gore fest, and I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Every time I watch like Mortal Kombat replays, I'm just like, oh my god, this makes me feel less happy about life in general. It's one of the only games that makes me feel misery watching it. As a fighting game developer, you don't like Mortal Kombat. It's I don't know. There's only so much of it I can watch before feeling like I'm losing a bit of my humanity. You know what I mean? An arcane puzzle box from Hellraiser. So we have Runic Cube. Okay. NetherRealm Studios animations are not. Oh yeah, I did see the. I did see the Switch port controversy going on about Mortal Kombat. Boy, that was fucking hilarious. A leap with the properties of steel. You liked Runic Cube? That's a cute joke. Okay. Okay. We can have both. We can have both. I do think that the puzzle box feels a bit more occult just because of the where it comes from. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I was trying to think of one for Ross. The monocle makes a lot of sense. I want to figure out someplace. Because Heavy Arms already got an homage in here. Yeah, Heavy Arms has already got an homage in here. Plus, it's one that I think a lot of people are going to wind up picking up. Damage rolls you make with weapons that have the heavy property explode. Like, just... if you... Yes. Let me see. Sorry, InDesign's doing this thing it usually does whenever it's about to, like, shit the bed. Just making sure we're good. Okay, so we need a Bob World Builder reference somewhere. That would be really cool. Doesn't necessarily have to be in here. It would be cool to get a reference in for the Dungeon Dudes. Pointing out with the head of the talking bird at the end of it. The legend. Oh no, we've already got a. That's way specific. We've already got a pointy hat on here. Mighty Fairy Glue Stick. What's the vibe for Sylvanic trinkets? Usually they're associated with probably like legendary beasts, the Fae. Pixie dust already has a purpose here in the game. You could say That's kind of cool. Wolf's head. Use a glowing crystal which makes you feel sick to your stomach when touched? Glowing crystal that makes you feel... I'm not sure what that might be in reference to. Should Cheer of a Dragon be Sylvanic? Because of the Easter egg that I cannot say anything. You know, this has to be here. That's all I can say. I am not spoiling shit. The crystals from Drakenheim. Oh, okay. We do have a fossil with the like insect preserved in amber. White stag hair. Right, because Link is a revelator. Yes. A collection of feathers. I like the idea if they almost kind of lean in on the idea of these things that these trinkets are almost from like cryptids, right? Or like legendary creatures rather than just like, oh yeah, lion's toes or something like that, you know? Like antlers of an unknown beast. Insect preserved in amber is cool. Jackalope corpse. Stone with a natural perfect hole. Abacus made of treants wood, right? So they're all kind of leaning in on this idea that they're like either fae or, yeah, like Rock's Feather. Rock's Feather is quite cool. Then we'd have 3 Legend of Zelda references in here, though. A cape made of Rock's Feathers. Man, the Rock's Feather is such an iconic fucking item. It is a little too specific, though. Fur from a standing cat, Puss in Boots. That is such a very specific thing. Fossilized skull of an extinct species. Legend of Zelda is based, but that would be quite a lot. What's it? Okay, here's what I like to do. So I try to think of video games or like books or whatever and think of like what was something that like, what was an iconic druid? Right, and what was like something I could give that more of a hint towards. I don't want to do a bunch of Critical Role references because I just, yeah. It's not that I have a problem with Critical Role. It's just not really my jam. Oh, that's right. We actually don't have a lot of primordial stuff on this one. A golden sickle. A cord made from an archmage's beard. Let me see. Northern wind encased in a vial. That's quite cool. What can we do? Crystal of Primordial Energy. Where I think Runekeeper magic comes from. Runekeeper magic is more about the like laws of the universe and the concept of philosophy as magic. So like, yeah, if it was like, okay, Wizard is I studied it so much. Runekeeper is like, I thought about it so much, you know? Like, it's not just like, ooh, everyone told me this stuff. It was like, no, I figured this stuff out, you know? Oh, and they're like, it's not even so much that they are like, I pray to a god or whatever. It's no, this is just how the universe is. A rune is like a diagram of a law of physics to the world, to the universe. Agreed. Oh yeah, no, I had an awesome time with that interview actually. That was over on like Table Spaces on Twitter. Yeah, that was a super fun interview. You guys should definitely go check it out. I think Table Spaces is also going to get me the video from it, and then I'm going to post it over here on the channel as well. The Bag of Endless Winds. These are more relics, you see? Yeah. Dried roots from a sacred tree. I don't want the U wand on here anymore. A totem feels very base. Like... This is very... So we have bones, a bone mask, lots of dead stuff on here. Severed head of an ancient wizard. Oh, for Mimir, yeah. Okay, that's cool. I mean, Mandrake sapling makes some sense. Golden fleece is interesting. Cloak made from an animal pelt. I mean, you know, hide of the Nemean lion kind of stuff. I can see that. But I think we can include that as relics. Godey's wooden mask from Fool's Gold, a reference to Dingo Doodles. We do have a bone mask on here. Here, we can do that. A rabbit's foot. Yeah. I think if we just did a rabbit's foot, that closes it out with something that does feel a bit more conventional. Totem, bag of animal bones, stone with a natural perfect hole, bone or wooden mask, antlers of an unknown beast, insect preserved in amber, tiny cryptid's corpse which doesn't rot, abacus made of trinkets wood, crystal of primordial energy, rabbit's foot. Going up here for the occult trinkets, indecipherable runestone, meteor chunk of otherworldly color, snail's shell emanating a foul aura, haunting mask that whispers to you, triangle-shaped amulet with an eye, handheld tool of alien origin, silverized corpse of a rodent, aberrant brain in a jar, cracked femur, and a vial of demon's blood. Divine trinkets, a holy symbol of your deity, prayer beads or a book, lantern that burns even without oil, a bag of spice, vegetables pickled in holy water. That's so fucking stupid. Whoever came up with that one in chat, thank you. That's so fucking funny. Ring with foreign etchings, gilded chalice, glowing crystal shard, consecrated paper figurine, tear of a dragon. Arcane trinkets, a wand, pointy hat, set of polyhedral dice, summoning salts, a puzzle box, top hat, lodestone that floats in the air, clockwork hourglass, charred statuettes, or a runic cube. The only one I'm not, like, super sold on, I'm glad to immortalize VeggieTales in it, but yeah. A mistletoe would have been a perfect Sylvanic trinket. I guess. I mean, the only thing I can think of it really specifically referencing is just Goodberry. Which, you know, a pointy hat definitely should be. I'm not a big fan of top hat being in here. The only reason I was thinking of why is because of, like, an homage to Ross in a way. But I can think of another way to get him some sort of love in here. Bloody mistletoe from Norse mythology. Yeah, but... Yeah, I think the Norse mythology thing made me go, oh, okay, it makes a lot more sense in there than that. Okay. An inert magical firework for Gandalf. You like the third eyeglasses idea? Ross's should be a monocle relic that massively boosts your logic. Uh, hmm. What would it be? If only there were room to make these tables D20. There could be, but I kind of like keeping it down to a D10. And there just gets to be an insane amount of ideas and they can get expanded out. But yeah, I kind of like it being a single column. Pair of cursed hand wraps which transmute the wearer's hands so they're barefoot. What would this be? Because like if I keep making all this stuff like designer and then logic, designer, logic, yeah, you know, with Ross and knowing Ross's character, it's more about like, I mean, knowing Ross as a person now, it's more about like, I think the ideals he has about like sympathy, empathy for others, stuff like that. I'll have to think about that. Because that one's got to be quite good. We'll figure out the value and stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. There will be a Ross homage in there somewhere. Oh, wait. How long has Lewis Carroll been dead? that's so random. Sorry. I was trying to think of a vorpal sword and whether or not it had entered the public domain. I just thought about how fucking random me asking that would have been. Yeah, I know. I was like, wait, what? Hang on, I should probably explain myself there. I just don't know if Alice in Wonderland has entered the public domain. Oh, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Dude's been buried for a while. If D&D uses it, it's probably public domain. Oh, yeah, I just wasn't super sure. The Vorpal sword is a short sword, right? Oh, wait, it's a dagger. Wait, what? Oh, it's the Vorpal blade. Classically. Oh, gotta adjust my butt. All right. Classically, it's the Vorpal blade. D&D made it the Vorpal sword. So traditionally, it was a dagger. Hey guys, I wonder how long this fucker's been dead. Yeah, did you all know Mickey Mouse is entering the public domain this year? Finn sword, blue and white, grass sword for Sylvanic mages. Let's make it the Vorpal blade. That is an Alice in Wonderland reference, yeah. Vorpal sword is in the poem? How long is the poem? Not super long. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the bower groves, and the mome ras outgrabe. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the claws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the judgment bird and shun, the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand. Long time the mansome foe he fought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood while in thought. In an upper side he stood. The jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffing through the tulgey wood and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker snack. Hi, Amelia, you need to go back outside? He left it dead, and with its head it went galloping back. And hast thou slain the jabberwock, come to my arms, my beamish boy. Of frabjous day, Kaloo Calais, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas Verlig and the slithy toves that gyre mobile in the wave. All mimsy were the bear groves, and mome ras outgreen. So he calls it a sword in the poem. How interesting. Hey. How's it going?
Not bad. I heard you say vorpal sword. Go snicker snack.
Yes. I was going through trying to see, we were doing like what fun Easter eggs can we throw in for content on here.
Oh, nice. Okay. I was like, why are they talking about Alice in Wonderland? Ma'am, what are you doing?
She might need to go back outside.
Oh, she was getting her toy and there was a bag.
Oh.
I thought she was getting into something, but she's
What are the ranks of magic items here? So, we're doing something unique with relics.
Oh, hi. I just saw chat.
Okay, so right now, the reason why we're doing this with relics, they're going to function quite differently compared to what you see in D&D. Because...
Gosh, I love that piece right there.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
It's Charles Ferguson Avery.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think that's quite fucking cool. Okay. So one of the things that I haven't seen people really catch up on here lately was that magic items, I'm building it into the system right here, straight up. We're going to be able to take the magic item properties, learn them, and apply them to other weapons, or combine them, okay? Ooh, ah. Now, the realms contain all manner of powerful enchanters and ancient artifices that can lead to the creation of magical items called relics. Bound some items, and this is attunement. There you go, attunement right there.
Okay, I was just getting ready to ask if this was like enchanting and Skyrim.
It's very similar.
Okay.
Combining properties. There may be some means for heroes to combine relics, typically through a legendary blacksmith or other extremely powerful magic ritual. In these cases, the following rules apply. Relics can only be combined with relics of the same type. For example, a weapon and a weapon could be combined, but a consumable and armor could not. You can't like give somebody a potion and combine it with armor. That like they have different uses and functionality,
Can't
right?
put a blade on my wrist cuff.
I guess you could if you're making a new weapon, you know. And so that would be like making a new item, right? No, I know. I was just
okay.
yeah.
I was like, I was just being ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, you're sorry. What? Oh, yeah. Did you miss this on the update?
Oh, hi, Tinkin. I think it was Craig earlier. I couldn't read. Hi, Craig.
Modifier bonuses are not cumulative. For the combined relic will assume the highest modifier. For example, combining a +2 weapon with a +1 weapon will create a +2 weapon, not a +3 weapon.
Oh wait, why?
Because you really fuck up bounded accuracy.
Okay.
So, like, whenever you combine them, so like a +3 weapon in Vagabond is +3 means a lot. Think about it like this: armor in Vagabond gives you, like, let's say heavy armor, 3 protection.
Okay.
Basically means a D4 25 or 75% of the time is
touch you.
fucking nothing,
Okay.
right? A D6 50% of the time is nothing.
Gotcha.
So if you get like +1 heavy armor, that's a D4 does nothing to you ever. A D6 is rarely hitting you.
Okay.
And then a D8 is 50% of the time.
So does this mean that whenever you're combining them, it just takes the higher of the two?
Yes.
Okay.
It always assumes the highest modifier.
Okay.
If we were starting to do cumulative stacking, it would be, whoa, the numbers get way out of hand.
See, guys, this is the kind of explaining I need. He can just read it to you all, and you're like, oh, okay, got it. And
Oh, you don't have access to the files. You only get info from the streams. Oh, okay. Yeah, more and more people have convinced me it's time to talk about early access. So, yeah. The newly combined relic becomes a mythic relic and can't be combined further. Basically, this means this is a unique thing. It's the only one of. So as per the story, once you combine these two, I'm comfortable with like 2 properties getting combined, but once we go any further beyond that, I start to worry about it. Plus, what it means is mythic relics, all in all in the system, can't be combined. They just can't. There's something unique about them. They've been like God touched or something like that. They can't be increased any further, right? Combining anything can't remove the requirement that it must be bound to access its properties. So, relic lore. Relics have a characteristic called their lore, which details the nature of a relic's powers and how it may be created or manifest in a world. Eccentric. Relics with a unique property or quirk, likely having been enchanted or constructed with incredible materials. Masterwork. Work of exceptional quality that can be crafted with normal materials. Mythic. Only one of these exists in the realms, and it has a history with a being of legend, such as a god or primal dragon. Kingdoms may very well wage war over the possession of one of these relics, and they can't be combined. So these are supposed to be big story element style relics in the game, right? Monocle of empathetic vision. You can see someone assisting themselves or who they wish to be. Does this feel very Ross? Like, it does. I was just trying to figure out some mechanical weight for it. Okay, so we have 3 basic tiers of this, right? Eccentric, Masterwork, or Mythic. You can combine Eccentric and Masterwork, and it would make like a mythic weapon, right? You can keep on improving these up and do, yada yada. I want to figure out a way to make it to where, like, there's really no purpose in combining a +2 armor with a +2 armor, because you just get a +2 armor, right? So there's no point in really doing that. But, like, if you had, like, a Cloak of Invisibility and a +3 armor, and you combine them, well, in that case, that would probably be worth it, right? You get +3 Cloak of Invisibility. It's fucking ridiculously good,
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there a thing like in Skyrim where you have or is this possible, where you have a +2 item and it does like, frost damage, but you have a +2 that doesn't do frost damage, and you combine them, and it has but I guess why would you
do that?
Yeah, you just, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, that's part of why we do the thing with the modifiers. where like you're not going to just get bonuses out of stacking these to get better and better, because they're not like, it's not meant to be a cumulative thing to get the bonus. This itself means something else about the lore of it compared to this right here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? And if it has this right here, that's like, you get one of those during a campaign.
Gotcha.
Like,
okay.
yeah. And some of these, like, I mean, Phoenix Down is just straight up a Final Fantasy item.
I love that name.
Phoenix Down?
Yeah.
The Moonlit Blade is just straight up from Dark Souls. It's the Moonlight
nice.
Great Sword. Yeah, while bound to the... So you have to bind yourself to it. It grants a +2 bonus to attack checks and damage rolls made with it. And it sheds moonlight out to 10 feet.
Oh, cool.
The bonded being can make an attack with it to launch an arc of moonlight at a target. On a hit, the target takes light damage equal... Oh, wait, this needs to be radiant
Are you gonna put
damage.
Sting in here?
Sting.
From...
From Game of Thrones?
No, no.
Oh, wait.
You know this sword.
Is it from The Hobbit?
I mean, it's from Lord of the Rings, yeah. I don't remember if it's in The Hobbit. Is it in The Hobbit? Is that where he gets it?
I'm pretty sure... I mean, if
It's
we're
the
talking
one
about...
that glows
Is it
blue around.
Bilbo's rapier? Or Bilbo's short dagger or whatever?
I don't remember if that's his and it passed down to Frodo or not, but Frodo, like, you can... I think it glows
One of
when
you-
Orcsonir.
One of you fucking Lord of the Rings nerds, tell me where Sting comes in. Bilbo gets it in The Hobbit. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, so...
But does Frodo use it later? Does he get it gifted to him? Is that a thing?
I don't remember. It's Bilbo's and Frodo's. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've read the books once, seen the movies once, but yeah.
I've seen the movies a ton of times. I've read The Hobbit twice, and I tried reading, and I was just like, he's so wordy.
The Hobbit is legitimately like the weakest of the 4 core books.
Yeah,
But I mean,
I'll have
there's
to
a
go
reason why. It was written as
for
letters
kids.
to his kids.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think Fellowship of the Ring is like, such a good one. But Two Towers, I think Two Towers is probably the best of the 3.
Oh, it's funny because that's my favorite movie.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Yeah.
I'm gonna run up to QT. Do you want anything?
I should eat something.
Okay.
Oh,
do you want those biscuits and gravy?
Sure.
You liked
Ooh,
those?
yeah.
Did I put bacon in it last time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it tasted like a heart attack.
Well, do you want it? Do you want a heart attack or not?
Yeah, just the way that it was last time was really good.
Okay.
And it was like spicy just right. Like it was like
I know their sausage is
sausage that was just like,
perfect. Right?
Oh my god.
I know. The first time I tried theirs, I was like, this is from a gas station? Don't believe it.
Yeah, Quick Trip's not really a gas station.
That's literally, that's their slogan, more than a gas station.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is like they're really not. They are kind of a
Right?
restaurant experience
That also sells
that
gas.
happens to have gas. Yeah.
Their kitchen is legit.
Yeah, it's gotten way better.
It really has.
Yeah. Watching death on Steam via biscuits and gravy is a murder weapon. Watching death on stream via biscuits as gravy is a murder weapon. What? Oh, I was like, wait, what? The Hobbit is literally a perfect read for a 5th grade level of reading. Probably, I posted about this over on Twitter. Probably back whenever we were in grade school. These days, I would probably hold off on it until like 8th grade. Honestly. Because I'm teaching 4th grade English right now. We're having some problems. Like, major issues.
In Owasso, back when I was in school, we read it in the 8th grade.
The Hobbit?
Uh-huh.
Boy.
Yeah.
Really, that late?
Yeah.
Huh.
I know.
Well, I guess there's some scenes that would be a little bit, like, heavy for kids.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
But Tolkien wrote it for his kids, and he was a firm believer in, like, expose kids to monsters.
Yep. I was like, that's a very, like, German, Nordic...
Yeah.
Norwegian, like, parenting style,
Yeah.
which I'm not.
So there's a
I'm about.
there's a book over there that's his essays, and
Cool.
but one of my favorite things that he ever wrote wasn't even one of his books. It was on fairy stories. It was an essay.
Oh yeah.
And he talks about like his rationale for why like he wants kids to read about monsters. He felt like what was it? Like we need to let kids know about the horrors of the world to instill bravery, not fear.
Yeah. Oh,
And like
I love.
yeah, it was yeah.
Because the world's not going to sugarcoat anything for them. So why
Yeah.
you? But anyway.
You saw a video talking about how bad reading comprehension's gotten. Yeah, I
It's
made
really bad.
I made a post about it over on Twitter because I actually saw the data behind it. I started teaching 4th grade English this week, and it's really hard to describe exactly how rough it is in schools right now, because these kids are way behind. I posted the actual numbers and stuff over on Twitter. If you're interested in that, go check that out. But I don't know if I wouldn't even necessarily say it's from COVID, because I think that we've gotten out of it to where like, COVID was like 2 years. And I don't think it was necessarily that. I just think it's an amount of like the type of content kids are taking in right now.
I'd also be really curious about the difference between states as well, because like all of that and it being Oklahoma's education system, like golly.
Well, I also was thinking it could have something to do with like the overall amount of ESL kids coming in, but even in their own languages, they're still reading at below average levels. Yeah, so like don't know what like. I think it has more to do with like the type of media that they're taking in right now. Whenever I heard a 4th grader the other day say that like he was watching I Show Speed, and saying that this kid watches I Show Speed and that his mom watches XQC. Yeah. I was like, rough. Oh, buddy, like that's not really got you off to a good start.
No, because
there's not even like story element or anything to the media that they're taking in. Right? It's just
like if they were watching
potato
Vsauce,
chips.
If they're watching stuff like Vsauce or something, I'd be like, there you go, like put something good into your mind.
I mean, but even still, like they can watch stuff for entertainment value that doesn't literally rot your brain.
That's true.
There's
like those kids with Sneeko the other on that video.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a video that's going around that went a little bit viral. I say a little bit viral. This video went fucking viral. It is Sneeko getting addressed by with some of his fans or whatever coming up, and one of these little like 10, 12-year-olds or whatever comes up to him and goes like, fuck the women, and like whatever, and then another kid says like, what, kill all the gays or something? And it's like, dude, yeah, you made these kids feel like that. Like, but here's the deal. Yeah, you think that video is grim? That video right there is a very good indicator as to what middle schoolers and elementary schoolers are actually acting like. That whenever I'm like, I've been pretty vocal about this over on like Twitter. Content creators that act like that have a bigger impact than just, this is what my chat's like. They literally help to reshape the public zeitgeist with the youth. Like, that's insane. You got all the Lord of the Book. Oh, yeah. It's not just that. I'm trying to think of this. Because, like, okay, whenever it has nothing to do with this gap that we're talking about here, it actually doesn't seem to have much to do with economic standing, right? I don't think it has much to do with class, because I taught at a private school where the like economic standing was way higher. I mean, we're talking about $16,000 a semester to go to this private school. So I taught there for a year, and now I'm teaching at a public school that is, I believe it's a Title I school. Title I means that like all these kids are on government assistance and free and reduced lunches, stuff like that, right? Every kid at this school is eating for free, yada yada yada, right? I think about over 80% of the student body is below the poverty line, right? And in both cases, money doesn't seem to have much to do with it, because none of these kids are reading well. None of them at all. I just convinced you that if you have kids, you're going to limit their access to the internet and make sure that you have a love of reading in them. Good. I will let you know, the kids that are actually reading, that I see, like, it's not that every kid is not reading. There are certain kids that are bringing books to class and legitimately sitting down and reading them. I've noticed it happening about in equal parts in both the public and private school atmospheres, right? I would say that in a classroom of about 20, around 2 to 3 of them are bringing in books to actually read, right? So it's not like it's all hopeless. But of those kids that are, coming in and doing the reading and everything, what's painful is that it doesn't change the fact that there's still social issues kind of going on, right? The thing that sucks is that these kids that are reading a lot are getting made fun of for reading a lot. Because to these other kids, they're the weird ones who aren't doing things like watching Sneeko or Andrew Tate, right? Like, whenever I first heard about this whole, like, alpha male thing kind of going on, about like, oh yeah, the thing that needs to be important is hypermasculinity or whatever, I could already tell right off the bat, I was like, this is going to be rough. This is going to have a big impact on the way that kids are thinking in this generation. And then we saw it happen. And I'm telling y'all, we need to have, I'm not saying censorship. I know that censorship, some people freak the fuck out about that. And yeah, we really do need to have a discussion on like the kind of content that people are making and whether or not it's healthy for kids to watch it. And I'm not going to shunt the blame of this off of the parents. I think that parents should be made aware of the content that their kids could potentially consume. And I think that parents should be taking a more active role in checking out what content it is their kids are watching, right? But like, how do you do that? I think that there has to be a point where we do have it as a filter of some kind, but then like kids are going to figure out a way around that, right? But we do have a real problem going on, and it's something that we're going to have to actually cause major social change with. I honestly think the best thing for America's youth right now would be to have guys like Sneeko and Andrew Tate completely deplatformed. We need an emergency oh shit button happening right here. And someone else could just step up and do the thing. I get it. But like, if I was to say what is the quick fix right now, it's something like that. But the long-term fix that would take much more is to make sure that like there's something implemented on all these platforms to make it to where kids can't easily access this material. Okay, for those of you that are like, what the hell is Taryn talking about? Why is he like this worried about this thing or whatever? I'm gonna just show this clip so that people know why people are talking about this. Yeah, and everyone's even recognizing it. It's the consequences of red pill ideology. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. I don't think there's any music going on over this, right? We should be good. Okay. Just so you guys see what we're talking about here. All right, this video is Nightmare fuel. Straight up. Oh, wait. Why is it not playing? Hang on. Where's the volume? What? Wait. Why is there no audio on that?
What'd you take?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. So this is what's really going on with like Sneako's fans. All right. For those of you who don't know who Sneako is a major like red pillar type like streamer. He's been banned on YouTube and Twitch, but he's been streaming over on Kick, and so he's been bringing a lot of. This kid is maybe a 7th grader. These kids don't look like they're in 8th grade to me. So he's like what 13, 14, something like that. Listen to what these kids are saying.
What'd you take? Fuck the woman! Fuck the woman!
What? No, wait.
Sneako.
We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays should die.
All right, so this is a group of kids that is now saying, fuck the women, we don't love the transgenders, all gays should die, right? They are echoing this because this is what they believe he thinks they want them to think. This is what they believe he wants them to say. This guy is instilling this mindset, this hatred in kids that are like just now hitting their teens, right? Like, yeah, this is horrible. This is not a skit. This is a completely candid thing that happened while he was doing an IRL stream. I think there's a little bit more to it.
Yeah, merch, preach. What have I done?
What have I done? What have I done? Yes, you are responsible for this mindset happening here, my dude. So Sneako is constantly pushing the idea that, like, I mean, men are under attack, being straight is under attack, all this other shit that, like, you've got to be this alpha male dude in order to, like, get any women or what the hell ever. And this has resulted in an extremely an extremely transphobic, homophobic mindset getting instilled in our... It's not even like an old school Deep South thing. It's just hateful. It really is. Like, this is the problem that Chuck Palahniuk predicted in the 1990s whenever he wrote Fight Club. Okay? For those of you that haven't ever read Fight Club or whatever, maybe you haven't watched the video, Chuck Palahniuk theorized a world, or I guess it's a faction, which, and I guess spoilers here, very light spoilers for Fight Club. What would happen if society were introduced to a faction that was trying to reduce men down to their most primal, like, instincts, right? So the idea is, if you are enforcing a society in which it is nothing but hypermasculine focused, like, yes, violence, this is how we feel like men, just men, fuck capitalism, this whole idea, right? I mean, yes, fuck capitalism, but it was a very, like, anti-government mindset. Eventually, any sense of this red pill ideology, when taken to its most extreme, always turns into terrorism and hate. Always, always, always. And Chuck Palahniuk's Fight Club was actually upholded by a bunch of these red pill groups as essentially their Bible. If you don't believe me there, you should go check that out. Yeah. Well, I hate whenever people say that, so I'm just going to pull it up here. Fight Club, Oath Keepers. Hang on. I don't remember if it was the Oath Keepers specifically. Yeah, they tried to run the Oath Keepers like a gang and an right-wing Fight Club. But there is, yes, how political aesthetic can topple into fascist aestheticized politics. Yeah. God, I'm going to try to find that article and then post it up later. But yeah, so okay, yeah, alt-right Fight Club is how they were trying. It was the Proud Boys, not the Oath Keepers. Yeah, Gavin McInnes had made note of Fight Club, and actually, Gavin McInnes's like worship of Fight Club is part of the reason why Chuck Palahniuk made him as embarrassing of a character as he could in what is it, Anthem Day? No, what was his book? Chuck Palahniuk books. What was this one called? Reclamation Day? It was a recent one, and I haven't read it yet. But there is a scene in which he just plainly uses McGinnis as a character who goes through some shit. Adjustment Day. There we go. Yeah. Chuck Palahniuk has denounced these guys and all that stuff because, if I recall correctly, Chuck Palahniuk is gay himself. Yeah. So, long story short, some of these guys were like even using like Fight Club as this like model for what they wanted like the Proud Boys to look like, and it was like, oh, okay, so you guys are just straight up terrorists then, okay. But basically, this whole idea is people like Sneeko are using platforms that undeniably tailor to more like young viewers, like in their teens or whatever. As a means of trying to brainwash and indoctrinate these kids into a Proud Boy style mentality where it's nothing but promoting the idea that like men aren't men unless they're extremely hyper masculine and anything else should be like shunted from society or whatever. Yeah. Did the scientist who posed the whole alpha male wolf experiment spend the rest of his career trying to discredit his reading and finding? Oh, I'm not familiar with that. That's super interesting. I'll have to look that up, but yeah. Yeah, 14 to 13 are super impressionable since that's when they want to feel like adults, so they start paying even more attention and visual to it. Yes. Yes, and specifically not their parents. There was a study done on this about like why do teens seem to naturally become rebellious around that age? And if I'm recalling this correctly, the study was positing that this was a means of rejecting the ideals of your family as to prevent inbreeding. And I was like, what a weird fucking concept. What? That's your thing. Okay, I guess there's a lot of buzzwords in there for the clicks, but I don't, maybe. But yeah, like this whole idea of like anti-intellectualism and like, oh yeah, all boys have to be is just muscular and there and hate people in order to attract women. Now, this is just screwing up a generation of young men. Yeah, it's a lot. What did you want? Yeah, I know. We were just talking about the reason why reading comprehension is so low in public schools, and then that led into a whole talk about this whole thing going on right now with Sneeko, and yeah. So real masculinity is protected, and honestly, it's like, look, there's nothing wrong with being masculine. The problem is whenever you're like subjecting other people to your, not subjecting them to it. Whenever you feel that other people need to also be as masculine as you were, right? People that are born male, and you're like, oh, well, they're not a real man, or who are you to gatekeep this shit? Let them be whoever the fuck they want to be. Like, oh my God, I just don't get this. Yeah. So it's suggesting that when we reach sexual maturity that we rebel against our families so we don't fuck them. Yeah, that was like the my understanding of the overall summary of this paper was essentially that teen rebellion could all be attributed to an instinctual protection against inbreeding. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Wild take, but yeah, I didn't read the paper. I got a summary of it from one of my colleagues. So yeah. Hey, welcome. Oh, ADHDM. Hey, I got your email, by the way. Thank you so much for all the kind words about the whole video. Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for reaching out. And thank you for the super chat. Yeah, fucking Freud. Yeah. Right. Oh, man. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm a straight dude. Like, you know, straight white dude here. And, like, I have no problem with my, like, I don't think about my masculinity, right? Like, I don't get what
Recent subscriber.
Oh.
Glad I caught you live.
Yeah, it's just not really a thing that I think, you know what, the people who are insecure about it are the people who obsess about this shit, you know? So anytime that I hear anybody talking about that, I'm like, boy, you must really have some skeleton in your closet that makes you feel really insecure about your sexuality or whatever. And I'm like, if that's the case, live your life, dude. Like, be happy. Be the person you want to be on the inside. Gobble some balls, you know? Like, stop listening to what these assholes on the internet are like trying to tell you a real man is like. Just fucking live your life, man. Like, see, this is why I prefer hanging out with the theater crowds and, like, you know, whatever. Like, these are people who are, like, so comfortable with themselves and they're not judgy. They're just, like, I mean, they can be judgy. They can be. But they're more welcoming, you know? It's just, like, you do what you want to do. You be who you want to be. I prefer having friends letting me know, like, hey, they're cool with liking me for me rather than, what they want me to be, right? Yeah. God damn it, Freud, how many of them teaching this lesson? Yeah. Yes, gobble some balls. That is my recommendation. Yes. Yeah. Like, just be you. And if you're gay, you're gay. Like, be, you know, we're at a actually relatively high rate of acceptance in society for that. And, like, dude, be you. Like, yeah. Yeah. Anywho, oh wait, shit. All right, getting back in on Vagabond stuff. I gotta tell you guys something. Hang on. Okay. This wasn't in the most recent update. Gasp. We got a new sorcerer. Watch some like Ghibli films and hopes. Yeah. So we got a new sorcerer. And this is going to be, whenever I was like, all right, you know what? We need a bit more of the psionic leaning in on here. I said a swear word? Yeah. Now, we got a new sorcerer origin for the Eldritch Abomination. So, starting out, Aberrant Magic. You gain the Outer Being type in addition to those you already have. Additionally, all dreads are spells for you. Further, when you cast a spell, you can do so without needing to perform the gestures and incantations required to cast it. Psionics. Telepathic talent. While you aren't incapacitated, you communicate without you can communicate. There we go. Communicate without audibly speaking with any being within 120 feet of you through telepathy. Boom. Monster Boy, yes. Kinetic control. You can detect any being within the area of your telepathy. So, 120 feet. Further, you can use cast with your main. The strength of this is anti-invisibility. You can use cast with your main action to mentally manipulate a target within this area. If you do, you make a cast check. If you pass and the target's load is no higher than twice your sorcerer level, you begin focusing and can affect it in one of the following ways when you focus. Arrest. The target is restrained or secured if it is an object until the start of your group's next turn. Any attempts to move the target or break it free from the restrained status force you to make a cast check to keep it arrested this way. Control. Objects only. When you take the attack or use actions when you focus, or you can take the attack or use actions when you focus using the object. Move. You can move the target up to 10 feet in any direction. Kinetic control. Thoughtmire. You can change the any of the damage dealt by a spell you cast to weird. If you do, the damage dice explode if they roll their highest values. This is very basic just to get something on paper, but yeah. This is a pretty good candidate for a Gish Sorcerer, to be honest. Yeah, you want to go Jedi? This might be the way to do it. Go Eldritch Abomination, invest some in Might. Yeah. Is there a Fiendish subclass yet? Not yet. Oh, okay. Ooh la la. Ah. You like how it's a bit of a mix of Goo, Warlock, and Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. I just trying to figure out, like, how can you do that even easier and quicker? Like, how can we get that same idea across way faster? Yeah. Plus, I mean, in Vagabond, most of your features from your class are gonna be focused on giving you combat relevance. That's just how I like designing. Like, if it's in your class, this should be telling you how to fight. Now, I think actually with that, we've been going for a hot second. And I need to be getting ready because we've got a, my family is throwing my birthday party today. So, I'm going to do something real quick. Why is WotC trending on Twitter? Is it a Magic the Gathering thing? Oh, WotC not paying artists. What? They're not, or they're paying their artists $1,000 per piece of Magic art? What? Okay, can somebody tell me, does anybody know in chat what they're trending for right now? Oh, thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Can anybody tell me that real quick before I log off of here and go do all this stuff? Because if it's something worth covering, I'll cover it, but I want to... if it's just Magic the Gathering artwork stuff, that still sucks, but I can't really add a whole lot to that conversation. Oh, thank you guys. You know, I want to skim Twitter real quick to see. It's people complaining about Magic the Gathering art stuff. Anybody know? Okay, I'm going to sort by recent. Or I guess latest. Amelia, go on. You're not getting any of my biscuits. This is mine. My birthday is the 19th, yeah, but it was on a Tuesday this week, so we didn't do anything with my family for it. So we're doing that tonight. I would truly believe WotC would have done this too. What is happening? Anybody know? I don't really see it. They did a misprint. What? There's a misprint on Magic the Gathering cards? Is that it? Okay, well, that's about all I can tell. Okay, well, is anybody streaming? Anybody? We got 31 of you all right now. I can't go raid anybody. Who's on? Gonna look, hang on a second, chat. Nautilus and Lo-Fi Girl are all that are on right now. Well, with that, Is anybody on Twitch? Who's on Twitch in the D&D stuff right now? Robert. Woo! All right. Everybody, hang on a second. We're not going to leave just yet. All right. I'm going to drop this link in chat. Go say hey. This is Robert. Robert is very good peeps. And Robert is one of the funniest dudes doing the actual play stuff right now. So, I'm going to drop this in chat. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes and everything. Thank you, Onyx. Go say hey to Robert. Even if you don't stay, just go say hey. Say what's up. And I will talk with you all very, very soon. Have a great day. And I'll update you all more on Vagabond stuff as it happens. So,